The most pivotal week of the year for every self-respecting watch enthusiast ended last week. Yes, Watches and Wonders Geneva 2023, the largest watch trade show in the world, has come and gone. There were so many new releases, and as you can imagine, new and exciting watch trends to look out for. Are you ready to feel the pulse of the watch industry with us? Let's go! Folks, this year the large PAL Expo Convention Centre hosted a record-breaking 48 brands, making it the largest in the event's history. The hundreds of new, rare and vintage timepieces worn by fairgoers are in addition to the countless other brands displayed in hotel rooms and boutiques across Geneva. And you know it's not Geneva if there isn't a treasure hunt, a competition, and street celebrations in the form of boutique animations, a watchmaking rally, and a QR code-led guided tour of horological hotspots. Boy, was it fun! We got to see brands like Hermes prove that they are ever the innovator. By the way, they have released a new iteration of the H08 composed of a material they dub composite, with brightly coloured rubber straps in orange, blue, yellow and green. The Hermes composite consists of braided glass fibre that has been aluminized and slate powder. It meets all the criteria for a new material, including lightweight and durable. Still, the aesthetic value is elevated since the slate powder adds a touch of silver that contrasts with the black ceramic bezel. Now to the most important topic of discussion: what are the biggest trends to look out for from Watches and Wonders 2023? First, smaller case sizes. Folks, after several years of men's watches featuring ever-increasing case sizes, we may finally be witnessing the beginning of a trend towards smaller case sizes. A popular example of this trend is Tudor's new Black Bay 54, which, despite its name, actually has a 37mm case. But Watches and Wonders also released the Zenit Defy Revival Shadow, also 37mm, and the Tag Heuer Carrera chronograph glass box, both of which advocate for smaller case sizes which have shrunk the Carrera down to 39mm. It shouldn't be surprising that the other three wristwatches are also resurrection versions based on the past. Case sizes of 40mm or more have become standard in the last 20 to 30 years. Watches from the 90s and before were typically smaller. Women's watches are getting larger as men's get smaller. Or perhaps it's more correct to say that women wearing huge watches are becoming more socially acceptable. There has been a recent trend among watch manufacturers to market latest offerings with 39mm cases as unisex, presumably to appeal to a broader audience. So we'll see, won't we? Second, we have, and quite interestingly, integrated bracelets. You see, even though luxury sports watches with integrated bracelets have been popular since the 1970s, demand for them is expected to soar this year. Assessing the crowd's temperature at Watches and Wonders, any company that introduced a new model with an integrated bracelet quickly became a fan favourite. The integrated bracelet models of the Holy Three, the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak, the Patek Philippe Nautilus, and the Vacheron Constantin Overseas have become almost hard for regular people to acquire. Since the waiting lists for those watches can be decades long, it's no surprise that watch enthusiasts are exploring other options. Perhaps the next best option is the Chopard Alpine Eagle, a truly exquisite timepiece from a legendary house, complete with a quality in-house movement, affordable price and ample supply. In addition to the salmon-dialed extra-thin XPS and the new black-dialed high-beat titanium Cadence 8HF, Chopard released two new Alpine Eagle variations at Watches and Wonders. The Baume & Mercier Riviera, Bell & Ross BR05, Bremont Supernova, Gerard Perregaux Laureato, EWC Schaffhausen Agener, and even the Tissot PRX, although the Tissot isn't a premium wristwatch like the others named, are also integrated bracelet watches gaining a lot of praise. Now the third trend has to be the most anticipated, the rise of titanium. Interestingly, until now, high-end watchmakers rarely use titanium for case construction, but this year marked its arrival as a desirable alternative to stainless steel. Titanium is superior to steel as a watch band material due to its resistance to rust and corrosion, as well as its strength and lightweight construction. Titanium is often used in watchmaking, but it has two major drawbacks. First, it scratches easily on the surface, much more so than steel, and second, it is notoriously difficult to process. Titanium is a difficult material for watchmakers to work with, which may explain why it has become so popular in the luxury watch market this year. The new Rolex Watchmaster was the most anticipated titanium watch release of the year, following in the footsteps of last year's Deep Sea Challenge, Rolex's first titanium watch. Given that the 42mm Yachtmaster is considerably more wearing and practical than the bulky 50mm Deep Sea Challenge, it may be argued that it's more noteworthy than the record-breaking watch. But Rolex wasn't the first company to raise the titanium banner. The most lauded watches from Chopin, Grand Seiko, Hermes, Hublot, EOS, Oris and Zenith are all titanium models, just to name a few. Even last year's Watches and Wonders show provided evidence that titanium is having a moment. Models like the Alonga Onzuna Odysseus and the Angeles Chronodate both have titanium iterations, and Vacheron Constantin released an Overseas Everest in 2021, marking the brand's first foray into the material. Ironically, titanium used to be a cheaper alternative for making luxury watches than stainless steel, but now it's a luxury material that commands a premium price. For our fourth trend, we can expect to see the dominance of vibrant hues, most notably orange, blue and green this year. You see, for a long time, watch companies stuck to the tried and true colour scheme of blacks and blues, especially for the dials of their timepieces. Recently, however, manufacturers have begun to break out of this rut and experiment with new colour combinations. The EOS Schaffhausen Ingenieur is a great illustration. The watch's aqua dial is neither blue nor green, making it stand out from the sea of royal blues currently flooding the market. Of course, green has been trendy for a while, and there were some truly breathtaking green timepieces on display at Watches and Wonders 2023. Bell & Ross's BR05 Green Gold, Cartier's new dark green dial option for the Santos de Cartier, the Mont Blanc 1858 Iced Sea Boutique Exclusive, and the Panerai Radiomere California are just a few of the other amazing green watches out there. On the fashion front, the Hermes H08 is at the forefront of the orange trend. In addition to the Oris Pro Pilot Colson and Bell & Ross BRX5 Carbon Orange watches are trending. The new Rolex Oyster Perpetual Bubble Dial and the bizarre Jigsaw Dial Day Date with emotions and emojis instead of days and dates are obvious alternatives if we're talking brilliant colours. Of course, that's not all. We can also expect to see some funky dial patterns this year. In case you haven't noticed, brands have also begun diversifying their dial textures beyond the standard sunray and matte finishes. Some examples include the new Bulgari Octo Roma with its stunning Clos de Paris dial in the shape of a lozenge, and the Baume and Mercier Riviera with its wave pattern, the Capec Authentique S Sashiko with its lotus flower pattern, and the Grand Seiko Masterpiece Collection SBGZ009 with its white birch dial actually. The whole watch is patterned. It has a spectacular hand-engraved case that matches its dial. The EOS Schaffhausen Ingenieur with its unique checkerboard dial is yet another excellent specimen. This watch has been featured multiple times on our list, and that's because it represents the spirit of the year like no other timepiece has. It has an integrated band, a titanium case, a dial with a unique texture and colour, and more. It swept the floor during the 2023 Watches and Wonders show. Hopefully we'll get to see many travel and GMT watches too. That should be nice, don't you think?